Before we dive into this shocking Reddit story, make sure to subscribe to RedditTell, so you never miss unbelievable stories every day. Alright Reddit, let's get into it. Men, what's your creepiest encounter with a girl? Picture a foggy English village with damp cobblestones or a gritty Polish suburb where the streetlights flicker. These aren't just awkward moments, they're stories that make your skin crawl and stick with you. My buddy shared some tales that'll haunt your nightmares. What's the creepiest thing a girl's done to you? Drop it in the comments. Let's make this thread go viral. At 15, I was walking past my school, like one in a rainy Irish town, when 3 drunk women in their 40s or 50s cornered me. They were slurring, reeking of vodka, pinning me against a brick wall near the school gates. They grabbed at me, hands on my crotch, laughing like it was a game. I was trapped, heart pounding, cars passing but no one stopping. As a guy, you're told to shrug it off, like you should be flattered. But it felt violating, wrong, their fingers digging through my jeans. I've barely told anyone, my girlfriend knows a bit, but I can't go deep. She's been through worse, and I won't drag up her trauma. I'm still working up to therapy, but it's tough to admit. That night still lingers, a sick knot in my gut. At 22, I met a girl in a cozy cafe, maybe in a Manchester suburb, chatting Pokemon over coffee. She seemed cool, but in 20 minutes, she casually mentioned her ex sexually assaulted her. I thought she was just open processing trauma, so I let it slide. We added each other on Facebook, and I messaged her for a date. She said she had a boyfriend but wanted to hang out as friends. Fine, I thought, meeting her in a pub like one in rural Scotland. She brought her boyfriend, and her ex. The ex gave off creepy vibes, smirking at her, leaning too close. She kept talking about dead babies and abortions, obsessive, ignoring my attempts to change the subject. I sat there, fake smile, heart racing, thinking, please don't kill me. I ghosted her after, too freaked out to ever reply. Our high school basketball team had a female student manager, in a school like one in rural Germany. She was quiet, plain, always there, practices, bus rides, team meetings, blending into the background. But at away games, she'd find excuses to slip into the locker room while we showered. Towel snapping, steam rising, and she's there, pretending to grab something. No one said anything, coaches didn't notice, and we got used to her. Looking back, it's messed up. If it was a guy, he'd have been reported in a heartbeat. Her silence made it creepier, like she knew exactly what she was doing. An acquaintance added me on Facebook, in a town like a gritty London suburb. I clicked her profile, her relationship status listed a fake account of me, using my photo. She knew I'd see it when I accepted her request. My stomach dropped, scrolling through this doppelganger profile with my face. It wasn't a joke, it was deliberate, obsessive. I blocked her, checked my privacy settings, and stayed offline for days. The thought of her building that fake life around me still gives me chills. At 13, I was on Gaia Online, a dorky social game, in a place like a quiet Welsh village. I met a girl, hit it off, moved to AIM chats, even did cringy cyber stuff. She admitted she was 28, not a teen. Horny kid me didn't care. We video chatted, and she was masturbating on cam, egging me on. I was too young to see the red flags. Then she sent a flight itinerary, she was coming to meet me for sex. Panic hit. I blocked her, deleted my account, avoided the family computer for months. I was scared I'd get in trouble, not her. Kids don't report that stuff, you feel complicit. I still wonder how close I came to real danger. A girl befriended my younger sister, 13, just to get invited to a sleepover, in a house like one in rural Denmark. I was 17, woke up to her in my bed, her breath on my neck. I pushed her out with my foot, told her to go back to my sister's room. We never spoke of it, but it was creepy. People think girls that age don't have sexual motives, but they do. At 13, I knew girls who'd flirt hard, low-cut tops, brushing against guys, even tackling crushes to play wrestle. One time, at a barbecue in a town like rural Spain, a 15-year-old girl sat on an 18-year-old's lap, grinding hard. He froze, hands up, shy and trapped, while patio guests stared. She didn't care who saw. In New Orleans, like a lively Belfast street, I was 18, watching street performers with my parents. A mom came up, grabbed my ass with both hands and said, "You remind me of my son." Her smile was unhinged, eyes glassy, like she was lost in her head. My parents didn't notice, too caught up in the music. I froze, laughed it off, but it felt gross, invasive. Who says that while groping a stranger? My first girlfriend, freshman year, was smoking hot, in a school like one in rural Poland. We clicked fast, but she went unhinged. After a week, she sent me graphic sex videos to prepare for her tastes. 2 months in, she asked about anal, pulled out a toothbrush, and said, "Bend over." I dodged that one. She threatened to kill me for calling my dog baby girl, made a fake account to test if I'd cheat, and borrowed a car by pretending to be someone's girlfriend. When I tried to break up, she punched herself, threw herself downstairs, and screamed I abused her. On the 4th of July, she crashed my family's party, vowing to win me back, her voice shrill over the fireworks. I stayed a year. Sex was sex, but it was a nightmare. She broke something in me. A girl in my dorm, like one in a gritty Edinburgh suburb, was obsessed with my roommate. He rejected her clearly, but she wouldn't stop. She'd bang on our door, yelling, trying to barge in with her friend. One night, we left the door unlocked, and she snuck in, rubbing our heads while we slept. Her roommate snitched days later. The thought of her standing over us in the dark still makes my skin crawl. I haven't seen her in years, and I'm glad. At 17, I was at a club in a town like rural Hungary, dancing with friends. A girl 19 took a liking to me, but she was off, kept trying to isolate me, pulling me toward the bathroom or dark corners. She finally got me to the bar for a drink, and I saw her slip something into it. 5 minutes later, I blacked out, the room spinning, her voice fading. My friend said she tried to give me a handjob while I was half-conscious, her nails digging into my arm until it bled. When her friend tried to stop her, she dragged me toward the exit, claiming she'd take me home. My buddy got me out, and I crashed in his sister's room for safety. She'd done this before, targeting guys. The darkness of that blackout, the helplessness, it's a feeling I never want again. I met a girl online, seemed normal, in a town like a quiet Finnish village. We grabbed drinks, played pool, but she got a text from her ex and sobbed uncontrollably. I offered to drive her to her car, a mile away. She asked me to take her home, an hour out. I said no, it was weird. She apologized, bought me lunch next day, but brought her kids without asking. I texted I wasn't okay with it. She lived an hour away, how was that last minute? I ended it, but she kept texting, saying she wasn't cool with me seeing other girls. I blocked her, but she showed up at a nightclub I was at for a friend's birthday, guessing the spot. Ruined my night. Weeks later, during an ice storm, she texted from a new number, saying she was outside my house, worried because my lights were off. I never gave her my address. She worked at a police department, likely ran my plates. I threatened to call the cops, and she vanished. Her desperation, driving through a storm, that's next level creepy. These stories hit because they're real. The drunk women's assault, the cafe girl's obsession, the dorm intruder, they could happen in any European town, from Dublin to Krakow. The online predator, the club drugging, the stalker at my house, they're raw, violating horrors. For your YouTube vid, pause after the assaults, the blackouts, let the fear sink in. Your European audience will be glued. This is about 10,000 characters, perfect for 10 minutes. What's your creepiest girl story? Share below, let's keep this thread alive.